That's with this over here.
Yeah.
No.
So people don't read their Bible. They don't know what it says. If they read the New Testament and took Jesus at his word, they wouldn't be doing this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
They just wouldn't be doing it.
No, they wouldn't be doing it.
Jesus is an amalgamation of Confucius and several of the Eastern, because Israel's right there where all these caravans would pass through for years, going to North Africa, Europe, Asia. They'd pass through. It was about the only way to get through Egypt, through Iraq, Iran, all that stuff, India even. And they picked up, you can tell they picked up a lot of it. Buddhism, there's a lot of Buddhist thoughts in Jesus' writings. And there's a lot of Confucius in it. A lot of things he said, they said, it's originated by Jesus. No, they're actually things taken from other religions and cultures. And there's a lot of it's pretty good. Some of it's pretty shady. I mean, it's just crap they put together to make their religion work for them.
Yeah.
But no matter what, none of these people read it and follow it.
No, they don't.
None of them. None of these people today do. Trump doesn't.
No.
Jeffress, Franklin Graham, none of them follow it.
No, they don't follow it. Not at all.
All that they teach hate. They stand in judgment of everybody, and they hate everybody. It's not white and like them. You have to be that wink, wink, nod, nod, nudge, nudge shit with them.
Yeah.
It's okay for you to sin as long as you're doing it for God.
Yeah, as long as...
what?
It's like, does the end really justify the means?
No, it doesn't. Because the trip there, if you destroyed 100 people to get there, you fucked up 100 people. And I don't know what your end is. I mean, if you saved 1 million, fine, I guess, but you shouldn't have destroyed the 100 people, I don't think.
No, shouldn't have destroyed the 100 people
or
in the
millions
process.
of people, whatever it takes.
Yeah,
like they're getting ready to do over when they get their Armageddon going, if they can get that going.
Yeah.
There's going to be a whole bunch of people die for nothing.
Yeah,
except words in
nothing.
a book that mean nothing.
Yep.
Written like an astrology column. Yeah. I'm through with the news. Fuck news.
Yeah, I think
news bad. The only good news I had was the wine keg, and that was pretty interesting.
The wine keg.
We need to get happier news.
Yeah.
So what was our main subject?
We are going to talk about why there's so many religious sects of
Christianity.
Yeah. Yeah, because the biggest thing is, if there's one God, there should just be one church worshiping this one God. And the other part of that is, if the Bible is the inherent Word of God, there should be no miscommunication in there to have 3,000 sects of Christianity.
Yeah.
But everybody takes it and they do say what they want to say. They take the parts out of it that they want, and that's how they form it. Because no matter where you go, you got the First Baptists, they'll tell you why the Methodists are wrong. The Second Baptist will tell you why the First Baptist is wrong.
Yeah.
The First Christian Church will tell you why they're both wrong.
Yep.
And the Presbyterians, they'll tell you, well, they're all wrong because of this.
Yeah.
Then the Mormons say they ain't got any of this right because we got it right.
And a lot of them will kill each other over the differences that aren't even in their book or whatever. A lot of them.
Oh, yeah.
Or it's how you read it. They had to get their different sects from interpretations.
They did.
And I think a lot of it, there's so many reasons for this. One of them's like, you have all these little churches and all that are not affiliated. They're in, and I think that when they say there's over 30,000 sects, that's probably included in it. They don't answer to any man.
Yeah.
So them head honchos, them other churches like Methodists and all that, we don't answer that shit.
Yeah, so
they got their own church, and they just take out of it, and they get snakes or whatever. I mean, whatever the hell that suits them. It seems like every one of them triggers on one particular aspect of the Bible, and that's what they thrive on.
Yes.
And it's like, but in the same breath, they say, that's the Word of God, that whole book, and they don't. They just pick and choose. It's a big book of multiple choice.
It is. It's a big book of multiple choice, and that's how they get all these different sects. That's why none of them can agree on anything, because they're all picking and choosing what they want.
Islam's just got two, Shia and whatever that other one is. I can't remember them all. What is it? Shia Muslims and Sunni. Sunnis and Shias.
That's right, yeah. Yep.
But not Christianity.
Not Christianity. We've got...
There's a flavor of the day on every corner.
Yeah, even in the countries, they got their own sub of...
There's a little town of about 1,000 around here, and I think there's 6 churches in it. Mm. I mean, are you kidding me?
Oh, I believe it.
So there's full Bible gospel, that's Pentecostal, and there's another Pentecostal. There was a Mormon type church. All right, Mormons, RLDS, Latter-day Saints. They say, we're not Mormons. Well, you read the Book of Mormon, it must be close to a Mormon. Latter-day Saints and Revised Latter-day Saints, and it's all bullshit. They all believe in bullshit, so fuck it.
Oh, yeah.
But there was one of them, and it closed up. What is it? There was Jehovah's Witness, Assembly of God, Methodist, Christian Church, and then that one I was talking about, the Pentecostal.
Oh, yeah.
There's 2 of them, and I don't know the names. One's a full gospel church, and the other one's just church.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's 6. 7. Harvest. There's a Harvest Church. That's 7.
Oh, okay, yeah.
7 churches in this little town. Parking lots are never full. Oh, that's just sad.
Imagine that.
Yeah, it's crazy. I love reading the church signs.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to get those letters.
I want to get hold of letters so bad. I want to get hold of those letters
so, my goodness.
I could have so much fun. We're going to play
some word scramble.
Yeah. Guess what? This over here, and now we got a whole different thing.
What do you think? There's several things driving it. You think of anything that, what's driving them to be so different? Well, so I guess even in Catholics, they're split up into Roman Catholic and whatever.
Irish Catholic, Roman Catholic.
Let's look back at the history. Okay, when Christianity first started, it was around the BCE, ACE, whatever thing. And but the first writings about it didn't start coming until 70 to 90 years after the year 0. And it was all over the place. The Roman Church picked Paul's writings because it made a little more organization out of it.
Yeah,
with your bishops and these guys traveling around keeping it all. And the Catholics keyed on his because he said chastity was a big way to get to God.
Oh hell!
So not having sex. Remember that one of the reasons they crucified him was because he went to Rome and got a lot of the Roman senators' wives to quit putting out.
To be absent. Oh no! Get closer to God by not having sex.
You want to get killed? That's a good way.
That's a good way to get it because these senators didn't like that shit at all.
Yeah, these are the people that, their relatives that all had put up with Nero and Caligula and every fucking thing else.
Yeah.
Had Caligula come along by then? I don't think Caligula had come along.
No, I don't think so. I think that was later.
Nero and him both was later.
But
so never mind.
Still, that was a good way to get killed.
Mm-hmm.
Just tell them, say, oh no, you get closer to God if you don't have sexual relations.
And so they made their whole religion that way. Now we got priests being pedophiles and messing nuns up, and I mean it goes against the human animal nature, and you can't do it. Very few people can.
Yeah.
But anyway, that church was all the writings and everything. There was 20 gods. There was one God. Jesus was God. No, Jesus was man. There was so many different writings coming out of this.
Oh yeah, there was.
Finally, 300 or 400 years later, they amalgamate. Well, just these books are good. The rest of this shit, it was all just written off the top of their heads to get them a position that they wanted. All the early Christian writings were. They weren't talking about any particular thing. There was a lot of guys going around Israel at the time doing miracles, supposedly. They were magicians.
Yeah.
There was people resurrecting people. There were people turning water into wine. It was happening. I've heard as many as 100 at once going through there. They all were trying to drive a revolution against the Romans. And this one, they finally figured out they weren't going to kick a Roman's ass, so they picked a guy that was teaching peace.
Yeah.
And if there was a rabbi named Yeshua or Jesus, whatever, that's the one they picked.
That's the one they picked.
But it was a cult that already existed.
Yep.
I can't remember the name of it now.
Oh, hell.
Judas cult. Judas actually wasn't a bad guy, but I think they wrote it in the book that he was returning Jesus in because they wanted the Judas cult to go away and it to be the new Jesus cult.
Yeah.
Of course, they weren't looking at it as cults, but it was cults. So from all those writings, you could see where you're making this stuff up. It's imagination anyway.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why there's so many sects to this, because it's all supernatural. You can't prove anything. You can't prove a fucking thing. You can't prove prayer works. You can't prove it don't work. You can't prove shit.
Yeah.
But you can prove prayer don't work. That's
been
proved several times.
Prayer can be proved that does not work, because I've done that many times.
The only ones that believes it works is if they pray 100 times and one time something happened that almost looked like an answer to prayer. Well, prayer works. They forget the other 99.
Yeah, like, oh, don't worry about all those misses.
I prayed for this one time, and 12 years later I got it. Prayer works.
And I've heard some of them say, well, he answers all your prayers. You just don't accept sometimes the answers he gives.
Well, that's just saying prayer don't work.
No, I'm sorry.
That's what they're saying.
I'm saying it does not work, is what you're saying.
I think that's going to be next week's either apologists or what's the right religion next time. Apologists. I think we need a little more time on apologists, because they're fucked up.
Oh yeah, those people are fucked up.
Let's do what's the right religion next time.
Yeah.
But anyways, when you start with your roots so many places, the Gnostic Gospels and all that, and they're all similar. It's like the first written one was Mark, besides Paul's shit.
Yeah.
And Paul never met a Jesus. It was a dream. Matter of fact, Richard Carrier thinks he was thinking of an angel named Yahshua that lives. There are 7 heavens to the original Hebrew religion.
Oh, wow, okay.
And he was in like the second or third one. He was an angel that had his last supper with his other congregants and then died for some reason. You know, they made up shit as they went. It was like, us on Earth, there was another Adam and Eve. That's why there was a second Genesis, is what I read.
No hell.
There was exact copies of every one of us in the first layer of heaven or something like that. And the rest of us are down here to live it out. But those copies up there are the perfect ones, and we're the assholes.
Oh, of course.
It's like, whatever. I don't know what happens in the 3rd, 4th, 5th heavens.
Yeah, I was like, what happened there?
I don't know. That's different levels. I don't.
Yeah,
Lucifer must have been in 7th heaven or something.
Maybe he was. Hell, who knows?
Yeah.
It's all BS.
So with everything starting like that, it's no wonder it goes all over.
Oh yeah. Yep,
and forgeries, it's full of forgeries. All the Gospels, all the New Testament, over time, there's so many forgeries in it and additions to it over the years, and scribal errors and everything. Yeah, and people thinking they were perfecting it, you know, and all of them were putting in their own wants or needs.
Well, of course.
Just as they do today. Because you're talking about supernatural can't be checked. I've always heard this. If the supernatural acts in this world, then it can be checked. And if it can be checked, it's natural. Because you'll know the cause and natural law. So there is no supernatural. I mean, it just isn't. If it's something acting on things in our world, we can usually figure it out eventually.
Yeah.
We may not ever know, but you can't just say it's supernatural.
No.
Because you actually see something happening and something causes it. So there's probably an answer in this world for it.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
But to say supernatural reach in does, it's just ignorance.
That's ignorance, because let's face it, cancer goes into remission. Yeah. I'm sorry, it does.
Yeah, you're talking about, for miracles and the like.
You know, so there's an answer. There's an answer for the stuff. It's just, they don't want to accept that. They want to accept that, well,
I think, they see it as an opportunity to shoehorn their God in and their superstition, and there's where it is.
See, oh, look, this is what happened.
It's the only thing I can think of. Well, I'm glad you're the fucking genius of us all, you know?
Well, yeah, that would be...
Jeez.
Yeah, no way. No way.
But,
but why is... For the driving force of why there'd be so many sects, it's just... For me, I just think it's because they're just picking and choosing what they want out of the Bible, and that's how they want to interpret it. None of them interpret it the same way, and none of them read the whole thing.
No.
I'm pretty sure they don't. Even the Calvinists, who are just freaking some of the scum of the earth.
Yeah. Westboro Baptist.
Westboro's and them. Even them. So we take the Bible literally. I was like, well, fuck.
Yeah, just the certain parts. They don't talk about the rest, but by God, them gays are going to cause everybody to go to hell.
Yeah, they're focused on that. They're not focused on the fact they shouldn't be eating shellfish or...
Well, I'm going to carry a sign that says, don't boil my baby goat in its mother's milk. That's what I'm going to join them. I don't care about the gays, but I don't want